It is with heavy hearts that we announce the passing of Maricianne Miriam Flores Sidney, affectionately known as Flores or Ma Ronald, who resides at Sunbelt Castries. Flores passed away on Friday, October 12, 2018, at the Victoria Hospital. She was 92 years old. She was predeceased by her father, Charles Lambert, mother, Albertina Charles, brothers, Stedman Wentless, Richardson Charles, and sister, Evadne Shalmine. Left to mourn her husband, Ronald Sidney, better known as Atomic, of Sunbelt. 3 daughters, Juliana Ruth Sidney, better known as Sister Ruth of Sunbelt, Julietta Sidney, in Grand Riviere Groselet, Bernadette Sidney, proprietor at the Castries Market of Sunbelt. 4 sons, Herman Charles in the UK, Marshall Prosper in the USA, Francis Sidney in the USA, Anthony Urban, Shane Sidney in Bagatelle, employed with St. Lucia Postal Service. 27 grandchildren, Walston Jr. Sidney in the USA, Donatus Sidney of Bocage, employed with National Insurance Corporation, Sophia Prosper, teacher at Tiroche Primary School in Castries, Claudius Sidney, better known as Bubbles, bus driver on the Pave route of Marcia, Diana Samantha Sidney Brown in the USA, Reverend Shavon Sidney, pastor of the Groselet Church of the Nazarene and teacher at Groselet Primary School, Pearl Nyla Fletcher in the USA, Tammy Charles in the UK, Jermaine Sidney of Mondodo, bartender at Le Sport, Kirby Sidney in Montjoro Groselet, Jason Sidney of Bagatelle, employed with Windjammer Landings, Arnold Ford in the USA, Nicole Michel of Sunbelt, employed with Taxi, Veron Ford, employed with St. Lucia Distillers, Eva John in Leclerc, Tracy Sidney Stewart in the USA, Sancha Rogers in Barbados, Kurt Eugene in Sunbelt, Cheyenne Sidney of Sunbelt, employed with Cap Maison, Keisha Sidney in Grand Riviere Groselet, employed with Velox Performance, Elvira Sidney in the USA, Devon Eugene in Gara, Shara Sidney in Sunbelt, Naomi Ann Spencer Sidney of the USA, Jaden Francis Sidney of the USA. Step-grandchildren, Canis Felix and Candice Felix in the USA. 31 great-grandchildren, Chanel Jean-Baptiste, Ron Sidney, G. Claude Sidney, Dane Henry, Monique Edwards, Danielle Sidney, Tia Charles, Denzel Fletcher, Trevor Edwards, Tariq Edwards, Cabrini John, Ricardo Gervais, Danielle Rogers, Kimali Huddle, Kaylee Sidney, Josiah Sidney, Maya Sidney, Juquan St. Rose, Jessia Sidney, Jurel Sidney, Amia Sidney, Vincent Mark, Jovia Ford, Kai Sidney, Ephraim Sidney, Sage Brown, Naomi Sidney, Jardine Sidney, Lavon Sidney, her nephew, Winston Philip Charles, and his wife, Jaminia Charles, in Pave. Grandnephews and nieces, Wendell Charles, Gemma Charles Bailey, Charmaine and Creola Esnard, Mario Leandre, Curtis and Sylvester Rogers, Cuthbert Henry. In-laws, Philippa Sidney of Monjuro, Cindy Sidney of Bocage, Yana Sidney of Ridley Park, Francisca Theodore of Bagatelle, Larry Stewart of the USA, Johnson Joseph of Grand Riviere Grosley, Owen Jean-Baptiste, cousins, Emma Hippolyte and Melanie Hippolyte and the Hippolyte family of Soufrière, Canries, Belvedere, Castries, the USA, UK, St. Croix, the Ford family of Bouton, Dyson Japierre, Julian Japierre, Maureen Japierre, Maureen Japierre, the children of Francis Japierre of Canries, the Lambert and Cadet families of Bouton, Roseau, and Guadeloupe, the children of Noretta Alexander of Sulphur Springs, Soufrière, the François family of Fouachot, Rose Prosper and family of Monroe, Petrona Dalsou and family of Caffier-Chouzel, the children of the late Owen Lambert of Bagatelle. Close friends, Adrian Clement and family of Fossé-Jacques, Emmanuel Joseph and family of the USA, Antoinette Derivier and family, Eulalia Theodore and family, David and Rachel Calix and family, Remy Thomas, also known as Bat and family, Dacia Henville and family, Amy Paul, Fannis family of Sunbelt, Justin Anatole and family, Katharina Linton and the Linton family of Jiwa-Kako, members of the Church of the Nazarene. Other families and friends too numerous to mention. The funeral service of the late Maricianne Miriam Flores Sidney, affectionately known as Flores or Ma Ronald, will be held on Saturday, 3rd November 2018 at 2 p.m. at the Castries Church of the Nazarene, Waterworks Road, Castries. The body will be interred at the Choc Cemetery. The body now lies at Creek's Funeral Home, Vidboutai. May she sleep in peace.